Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout using the October Hip Kit Club. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to complete this layout. It is the fourth layout using this kit and I'm showing you some of the products from Ellie Studio, from Teresa Collins, the thickers, and I thought maybe I might use another template on this page, but I don't. A couple Ellie Studio, and then this is crepe paper. And I'm going to use the crepe paper as the background, and it's the sandy color arrowheads. And this is, I printed these on my Canon Selfie, and it's of my grandson, and it wasn't this time that he came here, but it was the time before, so it was only like a few weeks ago. And the page that I did, what I love at 18 months, I put that he loved the movie Rio. And, but I didn't say too much on that video because I knew I wanted to do this layout. I went on the internet and with my phone, I captured, took photos of, I guess, clips or images of the movie Rio. And there was one that kind of had the movie, and then it had little clips on the bottom of different parts of the movie. So I end up cutting that up, and I'm going to mount everything on white. And I don't know why I did that, because the background is a creamy color. And I go quite a ways into the layout before I realize, oh my goodness, this totally clashes, and I'm going to rip everything apart. Just want to warn you that there is going to be a ripping going on later. And I don't mind ripping stuff. It's a piece of paper, and worst case scenario, I have my Canon Selfie, so I could have reprinted those photos if I wanted to. But no harm was done to the photos, and I just glued them on a vanilla cardstock eventually. So I just cut down the photo. I don't even know what size it was. I just kind of cut it down so that all you could see is him. And he is just shaking his tushy. And it's the beginning of the movie. It's really, it's actually, it's a movie that it's very musical. Like throughout the whole movie, there's quite a few times that it's, songs, and he will be somewhere else. He wants the movie on. He doesn't stand there and watch the movie. He'll be playing, and in a few layouts, I'm going to be doing another layout about him and talk about one of his favorite things to do. But so he'll be playing along, and then he'll hear the song, and he'll run into the living room, and then he'll, like I tell him, and this is going to be the title of this page is Shake Your Tail Feathers. And it's a line that they say in the movie, shake your tail feathers, shake your tail feathers. So I say that to him now, and even when I call him in Bathurst, and I'll be on the phone and I'll tell him to shake his tail feathers, and he shakes his little tushy, and my mom just laughs because, he does it and stuff. And so anyway, this one here was the picture. It's not the most perfect picture because it wasn't actually a picture I took. It was actually a video. So I have a video of him really dancing to the music. It is so cute. I'm so grateful for technology now. Like I remember when my kids were young, you had to take out the big, bulky movie camera, and before you had it out, the moment was gone. Now with iPhones, it's like click, a couple of clicks of the buttons on your phone, and boom, you're recording, right? So I was able to record him boogieing to this movie, and he lives a few hours away, and I see him quite often. I'm lucky that way. But when I miss him, I just listened to one of the videos that I recorded on my phone, and I just giggle and go on with my day. So like I said, I mounted those photos on white. I'm going to change that in a little bit. And then I took that Ellie Studio. It's a nice navy and teal. Oh, I love that pattern paper. And okay, the recording had stopped. So what I was saying was, but there wasn't a lot of pattern papers that coordinated with this pattern paper. I think it was meant for the other side because there's more gray, like there's that Ellie Studio with the gray leaves or gray pattern paper with the white leaves. And but I preferred this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out a bunch of ephemera that came from the kit, and I'm going to use it on this layout. Now at first I have that yellow die cut because I really love the saying, I love everything about this. So I thought maybe I could do like a color combo of the navy, the teal, and the yellow and the black, but to me that was just too much. So I'm going to decide to ditch the yellow, and I'm going to keep with the navy, the teal, and the black. And I like that. And this is where I decide to just kind of move everything over and stick with the navy and teal. And with a splash of black. Now, there was a die cut in the ephemera pack of Maggie Holmes' open book that had an M. I figure it's M for Maggie Holmes, but his name is Mason. And quite a few times I'll put an M on the page because I call him Baby M. And it's kind of funny because this week he was here for 5 days, and I'd say, where's my baby M? And he'd say M, M, and he'd say baby M, baby M. He speaks quite a bit more French than he does English. Actually, a lot of times he'll say both in French and English. When he's in Bathurst, they talk to him more in French, in French. And when he's here, we talk to him in English so that he gets both. And sometimes I'll speak French to him when I can tell that he doesn't quite get what I'm saying. So I'll say it in French and then I say it back in English. And the reason I call him Baby M is if you're new to my channel, when my daughter decided to call him Mason, it wasn't my choice. I'll just put it that way. And I tried really hard to convince her to call him Jaden, but she stuck to her guns and called him Mason. So the only reason that I didn't particularly want Mason is because I'm big on nicknames. So then I was like, okay. So then I started thinking about different nicknames that I could call him with Mason, because you can't call him Macy because that's a girl's name. And so then I decide Baby M, Little M, and then when he's a teenager and stuff, or 10 years old, or once he starts hockey, I'll call him MJ because it's Mason Jones, so MJ. And then it's kind of a mature name for for his Grammy or Nammy, or what he calls me, Mammy. And to be yelling, not yelling, but cheering, go MJ. So anyway, that's a long story to say why I have the M on the page. So where this was cut off, I'm not really sure what didn't get or what got cut off. And so this page is going to be about him loving the movie Rio. And more than that is when it comes on, I tell him to shake his tail feathers, and he starts, wiggling his bottom and starts dancing. And I didn't want to forget that. And this picture's kind of blurry. It's because it wasn't actually a picture I took. It was a video. And so then as I was playing the video, I paused it and took a picture. And just so I could do a layout. And I'm going to use the thickers that came in the kit. And it says shake your tail feathers. So I apologize if it was said at the beginning of the recording, but I've done this recording quite a few times and it keeps freezing on me. So I just get babbling and forget to stop and check to make sure that it's actually taping. So at the beginning, I'm going to take the thickers and do the word shake, tail, and feathers, because I'm not really sure what word I want to put accent or focus on. And at the end, I'm going to choose shake and feathers. And then your tail, I'm going to use the the Teresa Collins little letters, but I'm going to end up changing that because, again, um, I mounted the photos on white, and then when I realized, what did you do? I thought maybe of just ripping that off and maybe trying to ink it to make it more creamy, but that was just going to be, I knew once I pulled it off, it was going to be ruined. So once I do that, then I decide that my letters should be tan too. So yes, I go through, I don't notice it till I put my subtitle on that says, I love this movie, with the Tim Holtz black tiny letters. And I at first actually thought of putting, I love everything about this, because remember that die cut that said that, but there was no way it was going to fit there. So I just decided to put, I love this movie. And what I'm doing is I'm using my wax paper to line it. I'm kind of putting my wax paper and using the line of the bottom of the wax paper to make sure I'm going straight. Now when I do it again, I'm just going to end up taking a ruler because I end up moving it around too much. Now, because I didn't know if I wanted to do some mixed media to this background or if I was just going to stamp, or I was, this is where before I start stamping, this is where no. So this is where I'm looking to see if there's ink maybe that I can ink it up. And so I'm measuring how big that mat is, and I'm going to start ripping up. And then I'm going to start ripping the pictures. And I'm just going to throw that mat out because it is ruined, but that's okay. It's a piece of cardstock. It's not the end of the world. And because I was, kind of frustrated with myself, I went a little too fast, I guess, with my ATG gun and kind of messed it up. And it's going to take me a couple of seconds to fix it because the glue kept wrapping around the wheel for some reason. But anyway, we got it figured out, and now I'm going to glue down those little pictures again. And I have to say, I love this movie too. It is so cute, and the music is just awesome. After 5 days that he's here, though, we're kind of glad to, that he gets put away for a few weeks. But I mean, having 3 kids, we're used to that. Oh my goodness. When my Josh was 2.5, yeah. A Bug's Life. Oh, if we didn't watch that 500 times, we didn't watch it once. So, I mean, all kids go through that, right? They have this movie and they just want to, at least it's not VHS like it was when Josh was his age, because then it would take a few minutes to rewind, and then they would, he would scream the whole time, I want a Bug's Life, I want a Bug's Life. And you're like, yes, I'm rewinding it. Now it's just like stop and start, So at least there's that. But there's a funny story about this too. We have Netflix, so we would watch Rio on Netflix. So this last time when he came, he, as soon as he walks in the door, Rio. So I turn on the Netflix. I go to, recently watch or favorites or whatever, and it's not there. So I start searching. Rio, it's not there. Netflix took it off Netflix. Well, was I upset. So couldn't play it for him. And so the whole day he kept saying, Mammy, or Mammy, he calls me Mammy, Rio. And I, sorry, buddy, it's not there. And we have Rio 2 in DVD. And, but no, that's not the one he wanted. He want Rio 1. So my husband came home that night and we looked on Rogers On Demand. So you could buy it for 5 days for like $5. So we bought it and we were able to watch it as many times as we wanted for the time that he was here. So that was good. So then we went to Walmart and we found it and we bought it so that now we have it. And so he no, next time he comes, it's just going to be here and he can watch it whenever he wants. Oh, and there's a part in the movie too. Well, I'll just say this part. I took some LE Studio stamp set that came in the kit, and the ink. It's a hybrid ink from My Favorite Things. It's my only ink from My Favorite Things, and I really like it. And I'm stamping off first because I just want it to be kind of there, but not in your face. I want it to be, really soft gray. And then I'm stamping the one that with the arrows and the X's and the good times and laugh, love, and smile a few places on the layout. Then I also stamped, there was feathers in this stamp set, so I knew I had to do this layout. And and before I go on back to the movie, this is almost the movie or the video that never was, because it took me an entire afternoon to get it offloaded my iPhone onto my computer. For some reason it kept saying error, like it would not download it. So I ended up going to my iMovie, and I know there's other people that had trouble doing that, uploading their files a few times. So I always say to my kids, and they hate that saying, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so I went to my iMovie, and there's the little image capture, and I uploaded it there. It took twice as long to upload it. It took like 2 hours to upload it, and I had to baby it. I had to make sure that it wasn't going to go to sleep, but I got it to upload. So I was like, oh, because if all the movies that I wanted the story to be on video so that later on he could hear about it was this one. So I was really upset that I couldn't get it uploaded, but I found a way. So anyway, there's a part in the movie where there's Canadian geese, and they throw a snowball at Blue, and then they go na 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 na, and every time that comes on, he can tell that that's coming by what's going on, so he'll run into the living room, and then he just waits for them to and then he does it at the same time as them, and then he looks at me and he's got that little look. It's so cute. So next time he comes to, I gotta film him doing that part because it's so adorable. I got him doing the dancing, but I gotta get him to do the na 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 na. So anyway, I stamped it out. There was a flag that was from the ephemera pack from Maggie Holmes, and then I glued my title to the left of the layout, and that's where I decided that no, I wanted the cream. So I knew I had those cream letters from October Afternoon, cream, black on cream. So I used that. And then there was a little die cut that said details. So I put that up on foam tape. And then I cut that little tag in two, and then I put the little dots to the top of the layout just because I didn't want to throw it out. And then I had 3 of those asterisks left. So I used them up. So I have almost all those all used up, which is good. I thought maybe I was going to put some gems. I'm going to play with it for a little bit, but I don't like them. I'm going to end up taking them off. And then I ended up taking a tag, and I put it to the right of the layout, and I'm going to put the year on that with the Tim Holtz numbers, and it's 2014. There was a little die cut that was sort of a map, and then there was a pinked one, a couple of pinked ones too that were mappy theme. And I thought, this is Rio de Janeiro, and it's not of Brazil, but you can't really tell, at least it's kind of map themed. So I just thought it fit the theme. And then there was another one that said something film, so I covered most of the saying except film because it's a movie, a film. And added some feathers for shake your tail feathers. And then this is my new mat from Close to My Heart, and can you see like the light really reflects on it. And so that's the only thing, and it's kind of flimsy, so I hope that it is a little bit more sturdier than it feels. And but apart from that, I love it. Um, I used some Mr. Huey in teal and the gray, that's called Passport. And here are a few close-ups. And that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.